Welcome back to History Unit 3 Emergence of New Kingdoms in South India, later Cholas and Pandyas. Today's session we will learn about later Pandyas. Pandyas were one of the three ancient Tamil dynasties that ruled southern India since the 4th century BC. Kurkai, associated with pearl fisheries, is believed to have been their early capital and port. They moved to Madurai later, and under the Pandya kings of the Sangam age, Madurai was a great center of culture. Poets and writers of Tamil language gathered there and contributed to the development of Tamil classics. Revival of Pandya kingdom. Kadungon recovered Pandya territory from the Kalabras towards the close of 6th century. He was succeeded by two others. Arikesari and Maravarman was the first strong Pandya ruler who ascended the throne in AD 642. He was a contemporary of Mahendravarman I and Narasimhavarman I. Inscriptions and copper plates praise his victory over his counterparts. After Arikesari, the greatest of the dynasty was Jatila Parantaka Nedunjadayan, Varaguna I 756 to 815 AD, the donor of the Velvi Kudi plates. Nedunjadayan expanded the Pandya territory to include Tanjavur, Tiruchirappalli, Salem and Coimbatore districts. Nedunjadayan's successors Sri Vallabha and Varaguna II were defeated by Pallavas. Parantaka I, the Chola ruler, defeated the Pandya king Rajasimha II, who fled the country in 920. Thus ended the Pandya rule, revived by Kadungon. The Pandya kingdom emerged as the only leading Tamil dynasty in the 13th century. Kayal was their greatest port. Marco Polo, a famous traveler from Venice, visited Kayal twice. He tells us that this port town was full of ships from Arabia and China and bustling with business activities. The illustrious ruler of the second Pandya kingdom was Sadayavarman Sundara Pandyan, 1251 to 1268 AD. He brought the entire Tamil Nadu under his rule, which extended up to Nellore in Andhra. In a war at Kannanur, Sundara Pandyan defeated Someshwara. Sundara Pandyan succeeded in establishing authority over the chieftains of Kadalur, Kanjipuram in northern Tamil Nadu, Arcot and Salem in the western regions. After Sundara Pandyan, Maravarman Kulasegaran ruled successfully for a period of 40 years, giving the country peace and prosperity. He had two sons, Vikrama Pandyan and Veera Pandyan. In the civil war that ensured, Veera Pandyan won and firmly established his kingdom. The defeated Sundara Pandyan fled to Delhi and took refuge under the protection of Alauddin Khalji. This provided the opening for the invasion of Malik Kafur. After Malik Kafur's invasion, the Pandyan kingdom came to be divided among a number of kings. Polity and society. State. Pandya kings preferred Madurai as their capital. Madurai has been popularly called as Koodal. The kings are traditionally revered as Koodal Kon, Koodal Nagar Kavalan. The Pandyas derived military advantage over their neighbors by means of their horses. These horses were imported through Arabs. The king claimed that he was ruling according to Manusastra. Kings and local chiefs created Brahmin settlements called Mangalam or Chaturvedi Mangalam with irrigation facilities. The landowning groups were called as Bhumi Puthirar. The locals were called as Nattu Makkal. The communal assembly of this group is Chitrai Meli Periyanathar. Royal officials. A band of officials executed the royal orders. The Prime Minister was Uttara Mandri. The Royal Secretariat were known as Eluthu Mandabam. The most respected officials were Maran Ainan, Sathan Ganapati, Enadi Sathan, Tirathiran, Murthy Ainan, and others. The titles of military commanders were Pallivelan, Paranthagan Pallivelan, Maran Adityan, and Tennavan Tamilvel. Administrative divisions. Pandi Nadu, as in Chola state, consisted of many provinces known as Valanadus, which in turn were divided into many nadus and kurams. Village administration. An inscription from Manur provides an account of village administration. It looks similar to Chola's local governance that included village assemblies and committees. Irrigation. The Pandya rulers created a number of irrigation sources on either side of the rivers Vaigai and Tamaraparani. Channels leading to the irrigation tanks were built. Religion. Pandyas extended patronage to Vedic practices, Velvikudi copper plates as well as inscriptional sources mention the rituals like Ashwamedha Yaga, Hiranyagarbha, Vajpaya Yaga conducted by every great Pandya king. Temples of both sects, Saivism and Vaishnavism, were patronized through land grant, tax exemption and renovation. The great Saiva and Vaishnava saints, the Nayanmas and Alvas, combined to the growth of Tamil literature and spiritual enlightenment. The Pandya kings of the period supported and promoted Tamil and Sanskrit. Temples. Medieval Pandyas and later Pandyas did not build any new temples but maintained the existing temples by enlarging them and with addition of gopuras and mandabas. The monolithic mega-size ornamental pillars are the unique feature of these temples. The sculptures of Siva, Vishnu, Kotravai, Ganesha and Subramanya are the best specimens in these temples. Pandya specially patronized the historic Meenakshi temple at Madurai and kept expanding its premises by adding gopuras and mandabas. Trade. Arab settlements on the west coast of southern India had led to the expansion of their trade connection to the east coast. In Kayal, there was an agency. This agency facilitated availability of horses to Pandya kings. Those who were trading in horses were called Gudirai Chettis. The busiest port town under the Pandyas was Kayal Pattinam on the east coast, now in Thoothukudi district. Gold coins were in circulation as the trade was carried through the medium of gold. It was variously called as Kasu, Kalanju and Pon. And with this we come to the conclusion of the lesson, children. I hope you learnt about the later Cholas and Pandyas. Revise well. Take care. Thank you.